Hey guys, it's 681 Shadow, and welcome to our Boku no Hero Academia episode 25 review. Now, if you have not seen the episode yet, definitely go into the description to watch the episode from the link that I have there. Because this episode, we are wrapping up the sports festival arc, and before I go into this episode specifically, I just want to say that this has been an amazing arc so far, and I'm really excited for what we have next because I have not read the manga yet, but based on what we saw last episode, we're gonna have an arc revolving around Stain and Kurogiri and Tomura Shigaraki. So I feel like we're gonna get into some even better stuff. But enough about speculations. Let's get into what happened this episode. So we're in the before the match between Bakugo and Todoroki for the finals of the tournament. They have a little confrontation in the player waiting room, seeing as Todoroki, he's thinking about his fire power, because like as he told Endeavor last episode, he was like, in that moment I forgot about you, and I don't know if it's correct or not. So he's really thinking about it, and Bakugo wants to pressure him into using that power, so Bakugo can prove to himself that he's stronger than Todoroki is. So then in their battle, they have a really cool battle. I really like how they had their battle. Bakugo being able to break Todoroki's ice, and Bakugo had a really cool attack that he had his explosion, but he also added a spin to his explosion, which created even more of an impact, and that was actually able to knock Todoroki out of bounds and break the ice. So Bakugo did win first place, which is kind of funny considering that's what he said he would do when he was given the opportunity to make the pledge speech at the beginning of the sports festival. So it's kind of funny that they kind of went back to that. And after the battle, they had the ending ceremony where they spotlighted first place, second place, and then the 2 and 3rd place, because they didn't have a third place match. They just decided to have them all together for first, second, and third. So they announced that Bakugo was first, and the funny thing about Bakugo is that he got super angry about how Todoroki didn't use his fire against him in the battle, and Todoroki lost. So because Bakugo was so angry, not only did Midnight have to knock him unconscious with her quirk during the battle, but also the fact that when he woke up, he was like going insane. So they had to chain him down and put like a metal muzzle on his mouth, which I actually found to be hilarious. Like, Bakugo was total like comic relief in this episode, and I really just love how they made him a more comical character rather than this guy who's angry for no reason. But for the ending ceremony, they have All Might giving the medals, the medals of first, second, and third place to the top 3, and they did say that Lita left the tournament early for family reasons, which we'll get to that in just a bit here. But he gives some very interesting advice to Tokoyami, because Tokoyami was able to do very well. He was able to do very well with only using his quirk until he got to someone which was able to exploit his quirk's weakness, and All Might told him, try to train your physical strength so that you can have more options when you fight, so that you're not just using your quirk. So like that's gonna give Tokoyami a way to get stronger, which I really want to see him get stronger and like not be completely daunted by light, which would be pretty cool. And then he has a little conversation with All Might has a little conversation with Todoroki on how and Todoroki says how he kind of just like lost himself after the match with Midoriya, and he didn't want to use his fire. And All Might respects that that Todoroki doesn't really want to elaborate on like his whole situation with Endeavor and everything like that on the spotlight, but All Might still congratulates him. And then last place for Bakugo. Bakugo doesn't want the medal because he's just pissed that Todoroki didn't use his fire, but All Might like forces the medal onto him, which is really funny. But afterwards, there's a bit of aftermath. The aftermath of the tournament, like at the school, was that the first years they have a couple days off from school. Probably, I'm assuming because of so that the other years can have their sports festival. So they get some downtime, but then some of them are going to be using that downtime for more emotional things, which goes back to Lita on how he is going to visit his brother Tensei as because we've seen in the series that Lita he um he cares a lot about his brother, and we really see that in this scene because he goes into the hospital, he checks he asks like the people in the front to see what room Tensei is in, and then and he starts running in the hallways, not with his engines, because he doesn't want to really cause like much of like an upburst like that, but he starts like running in the hallways because he just really cares about his brother and he wants to make sure that his brother's okay. And when he gets to his brother and his brother's like sort of like muttering stuff to him because he's on life support, he's not doing too well. And the doctors even said that if Tensei had been put onto life support just like a little bit later, he would not have survived. So during this like whole encounter, I believe Lita starts to cry, which is really emotional for him. And hopefully, I think Tensei's gonna make it through, but we're gonna see, probably next coming episodes. But then we also have another emotional encounter. Todoroki makes the bold decision to go and see his mother in the mental hospital, and we also see Todoroki's sister, who is like he's kind of worried because she's like, "Are you're gonna go without Dad's permission?" And then Todoroki just kind of shoves her off because he wants to go see his mother. And when he goes to see his mother, he says this is the first step for him to accepting himself to use both of his powers to become a hero for himself and not for Endeavor. And and when he went to the mental hospital, I think I picked up on this in the anime when he went to look at when he went to check what room she's in and things like that. It looked like the people at the reception desk were surprised, probably because no one had visited her really for all that time, or like barely anyone had visited her in the mental hospital, and especially for him because they probably know that he was the reason, seeing as it's mental institutions, it's probably like therapy sessions, so they probably knew that he was that she poured the boiling water on him and everything like that. So I feel like they were surprised because of that reason. They probably know like they have the data on her, but hopefully, I'm really hoping next episode we see Todoroki talking to his mother because I feel like that's really something we need, and that's what they had before the credits. However, they had the credit like the end credits a bit earlier than usual because they had some scenes after the credits, which weren't really that heart wrenching, but they were pretty nice scenes. Like you had Oshako coming home. She normally comes home alone because her parents are at work, but she tries to unlock her door. Her door is unlocked, and for some reason, because I haven't read the manga yet, so I don't know what's gonna go on with like Stain and everything. I felt like the villains like attacked her house or something, but it turns out that it was just her parents surprising her because his door was unlocked. It was just her parents surprising her that they came home from work to throw her a party after the tournament, which is really nice. It was really nice of them. I really like that scene. But then we have Midoriya in the episode. He's eating dinner with his mom. You know, he's all bandaged up, having a bit of a hard time, and his mother's saying like, she's saying like, you know, I still worry about you. Like you got a quirk out of nowhere, which is really cool. But of course, like it's the motherly instinct to worry about your children. And at the end of their scene together, she's like, "You want to see the recording of the tournament? I have it in HD." And then Midoriya's like, I'll see it later. I'll see it later." Probably because it's still like pretty tense and everything like that. But lastly, we have a really funny scene, and this goes back to how I said Bakugo has just been comic relief this entire episode because he's still pissed about the battle with Todoroki, so he's like yelling out of nowhere while he's brushing his teeth, and his mother's like yelling at him, just like stop waking up at noon and yelling. And they end the episode like, and I love how they did this. They ended the episode like one of those like, because this is the last scene of the episode, they ended it like one of those Looney Tunes episodes where the screen's black and it's like circles around the person's head. And I laughed so hard when I saw that. But that's really all for this episode. It was a really good ending of the sports festival arc, and I'm really excited to see how the upcoming hero killer arc is gonna go. So let me know what you guys thought of this episode down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching this review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you all next time.